Introduce this boy.
I thought you were gonna do your ba-dum.
So the Pink Panther?
It is.
Copyright.
It is. We're getting sued now. Introduce us. Hurry before we get sued. Go.
Oh my gosh, this is the Walrus and the Comic
Seth
Sports
Rollins
Report.
over here.
We're back live. I'm glad you bring up Seth Rollins, your favorite WWE superstar, because we're going to talk about WWE Hell in a Cell tonight.
What over here?
Let me tell you, man, it's good to be back, Brett. It's really good to be back.
You got to finish with track. When's your last track? When are we going to get back on track?
Well, cross country ends this Saturday, so we should be able to start putting out regular things very soon.
Good.
I saw that. When you said Seth Rollins, Bert Kreischer's wife in the cabin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you're doing a TV show. What's my line? What is it?
With your buddies.
Can you move that teleprompter a little bit more to the left?
There's Joe Biden now.
Yeah.
You know, I wore my WWE shirt today in honor of the pay-per-view.
No, you wore it 'cause that's only 3 shirts you have.
I have 4 I alternate between. Thank you very much.
All right, well, today we're
hitting.
hitting.
Remember?
Today we're hitting Hell in a Cell, NFL, college football. Where do you want to go first?
I'm excited. Let's go with WWE first.
Yeah.
Best WWE pay-per-view in 2 years.
Yeah.
One.
I would go longer than 2.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be honest. Honest.
Right.
I can't remember past 2. Okay. I'm just being real.
Too many drugs.
Yeah, too many of those.
Hey,
And,
questions from Biff.
Let me tell you. Probably for the first time ever that we had 3 really good Hell in a Cell matches on one card.
Yeah.
Why'd you have 3 Hell in a Cell matches?
Because
This is the Hell in a Cell
That's a
pay-per-view.
lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah, but
It is a lot.
But
It kills
all-
the gimmick. But
all of them were good and all of them were different.
Yeah.
They all had different aspects, so the spots weren't the same.
One was a Hell in a Cell I Quit match.
Yeah.
It is. It was
actually good.
That's the
Actually
one we're
good.
talking about first.
All right, go ahead. Take us away.
Roman Reigns and Jey Uso?
Yeah.
Because I don't know the Usos. And I had not seen any of the build-up. I haven't watched it in months.
Yeah.
But you messaged me last night and you told me I had to watch 2 matches.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I watched Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. It was the first time I'd seen Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman.
What'd you think?
Shit. That is what he could have been for years.
Yep.
This is what we've needed him to be for years. How did we just figure it out? He looks fantastic.
Could you imagine if Brock Lesnar would re-sign with the WWE and you had Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar being managed by Paul Heyman?
Oh my god.
Imagine the stable you could do.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Could you imagine the stable?
That's what I named my Minecraft character.
Well, he kind of looks like a block.
Brock Lesnar.
A blockhead.
Yeah, like it blows me away how much better Roman Reigns is with Paul Heyman at his side.
It's ridiculous. He's a different person.
And it's like he actually learned how to talk.
By shutting up.
Well, he has been doing some promos.
Oh, okay.
You got to watch them. They're pretty good.
Okay.
The idea is, so you have been watching the storyline. He's trying to be the tribal chief.
Right.
So you didn't watch the first match.
I couldn't tell at the start of the pay-per-view. I couldn't tell who the hell they were calling the tribal chief.
Yeah.
I was like, is Roman Reigns? That's what I thought. That's what are they calling Roman Reigns? Or are they calling Paul Heyman
Also,
the
don't
tribal
think
chief?
that is taking advantage of his cultural background to call him the tribal
100%.
How great would it be to call Paul Heyman the tribal chief?
chief. I can understand it.
It would make more sense.
Do you think it was ironic that they had an Asian referee in there that could kind of pass as possibly Samoan?
I am the tribal chief.
Yeah.
Listen, so you didn't watch the first match between him and Jey Uso. So it was the last pay-per-view, and it was like they're bringing the Uso guy up to say, hey, he can compete with them, and man, Roman Reigns was beating the dog crap out of him, and his brother Jimmy comes out and throws in the towel without him calling Roman Reigns the tribal chief, because that was the whole idea.
Yeah.
You're going to call me your tribal chief, and he wouldn't do it. He's getting the dog crap beat out, selling it really well, and then it kind of perpetuated into Hell in a Cell. I quit match. You're going to call me the tribal chief. And the way it happens is, very unconventional for this match. It was his brother coming to stop him.
Which I thought. Go ahead.
The brother comes in. It's like, hey man, listen, Oos, whatever you going through. And how about he calls him his real name? Like, was it Patrick or something? Some weird white name is really what it seemed like.
Joffrey.
I thought it was it's something with a J.
This is Jeff? Did he say Jeff?
Yeah, it's something with a J.
He's like,
Jeremy.
Oos, this is Jeff. Like, he calls him his real name. I thought that was a good
calls
touch.
who is their real name? Are we talking about
Jimmy
in this match
calls
now?
no in the match.
Oh,
When Jimmy Uso comes out, just try to
the end of the match.
Yeah. I guess before it's over though. During the match.
While he's yelling at him.
Yeah.
This is when you when
this
he's yelling
is-
at Roman.
Yeah, he's calling him his brother his real
it was
name.
a J. It's
I thought it was like Jeff or something like
I
that.
can't remember what.
Jeremy. Jimmy.
No, well the other one is
James.
Jimmy.
Joe.
Is it Joseph? No, it's not Joseph. It's something with J.
It was
It's because he's J Uso. But anyway.
It was a normal name though.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's a really good touch. Okay.
He's not named Hakafika. Is what Ron means.
No, like what I meant was like, you don't ever really hear people call them by
He's
their
not
real
named
name.
Haka.
Yeah.
Listen, the last time you heard someone drop real names was AJ Styles talking about The Undertaker, right? And Undertaker talking about AJ Styles. Actually, funny story.
Jonathan.
Joshua.
What?
Joshua and Jonathan.
Joshua. Very.
Yes, Joshua.
Just very
Joshua
basic names.
Samuel.
Yeah, very basic names.
I can't believe he's not actually named Maku.
Well, to be fair, Jonathan's name's Salafa.
There you go.
Does that make you feel better?
Random side note: AJ Styles this week drove to Columbia to buy a new Chevy Corvette Stingray
Ooh.
in his Georgia Bulldog shirt, nice cherry red, and it was posted all over social media this week.
Ooh.
Pretty cool. But
Damn.
we the match, and then he's like,
Damn,
Oos.
honey.
I don't know if I can say kind of language here.
It's like, hey, Oos. Listen, man, no matter what you're going through, we're family, Oos. And I thought the handshake, hug, the little cry thing, Roman Reigns doing the cry was good, and then he chokes him out and makes his brother say, "You're the tribal chief.
Right,
you're the
I
tribal
quit,
chief."
I quit. All right, I quit.
Yeah, and that was. I thought, man, the match was psychologically amazing.
Storytelling was great.
But then it got better. You would think, like, there's no way this match gets better. But then the end of it, when Roman Reigns is walking up to the ramp, the Wild Samoans, Jimmy and Jay's dads, right? That's their dads, or one of their dads.
Yeah.
Comes out,
One's uncle and one's dad, I would assume.
Yeah, I thought they said it was both uncles. I thought they said they were both uncles.
Well, it would be Roman Reigns' uncle.
Yeah, but both of them were his uncle. So.
Yeah, if they're brothers, they're both uncles.
Oh, that's true. God,
Rosie's his dad.
That's right.
Yeah, Rosie's his dad.
Comes up to the ramp, and they're there with the lay, the tribal chief one, and at first I was like, man, what's about to, is he about to hit his uncle? Nope. I thought they were going to heel turn him even more, and then they lay.
So I guess that means does that put them as heels?
It has to, right?
It has to, because
or is it just recognizing?
Or they're trying not to get slapped.
Or it's just the recognition of, hey, you're the next tribal chief.
Yeah.
You join the lineage.
Right. That's what I was wondering. I was like, so does that hug make them heels or?
I don't know.
No.
But
I know
it gets better. The idea is The Rock comes back and says, whoa, shut your mouth, jabroni. Like he's going to give that speech, I guess.
But you know what? He does it exactly like that. It won't be any better.
No. Yeah, no.
Now, listen, I practice that. I practice that, okay? He's going to come out and be like, you, the head of the table? And I think it's going to come up with something really good.
Yeah.
If The Rock is able to have a match at WrestleMania. Because he's got like 3 insurance policies. Because he's the hottest movie actor right now. And can they get him to show up? And can they get him to do a match? Because that's the only reason he hasn't done a match since with John Cena. They had all these other matches they want to do, but the insurance companies won't let them.
I mean, I'm sure Vince McMahon could figure something out with his checkbook.
Well, it's not even about that. It's like, it's because of The Rock's like standing.
Well, he couldn't say if he gets hurt, I'll cover it.
He wouldn't do that. You know that. But if they're able to pull it off, Brett, it's going to be one of the best storylines since. There's been a lot of good storylines, right? The Edge storyline could have been better coming back.
Yep.
But
That was
I think that's
botched,
also because of lack of live crowds.
Yeah,
right?
that was botched.
So it would be way better than that. What's the next storyline before that? Like,
man, I'm going back into the late 2000s.
I mean, like, I think
I'm
this.
going back 11 years.
I think this could be a huge like storyline.
Yeah.
You know,
Going back 11 years.
I was really worried with this match because it came on first. I was like, man, this is gonna be hokey. It's gonna be stupid. But man,
Nope.
The trash talk
Was
phenomenal. There were some potatoes in that one too.
Yep.
Because you can hit your relative a lot harder than you can
Right.
someone you don't really know or don't really like in that company. The belt shots, when they brought out the belt, listen, I told you, did you ever watch the Cody Rhodes thing where he took the whippings? Listen, if you go watch that 5 or 7 minute segment, it's brutal. Like, it's so bad, I kind of question why they actually took them, like why they put that on TV. It was that bad. But, I don't know. This storyline has me excited for WWE again. Like, legitimately excited. I can find good things to talk about everything. Like, and I know I always talk highly of WWE.
You've been
But
excited.
this, no, not the level this was. This match was great.
Yeah, this match was really good.
I want to know who wrote it.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to know.
Paul Heyman.
The Pixar
Maybe.
Imagineers.
I would guess
That'd be great.
Paul Heyman.
If Paul Heyman was able to write it, that's great. Because it not only elevates Roman Reigns to true heel status, it also like validates the Usos as like, individual stars, right? And the ability to do stuff. So, I don't know. I was really excited about it, Brett.
Let's do main event.
Oh, can I hit the highlights of like the real small stuff that don't really matter?
Yeah.
All right. So then we have a couple matches out there. One is Jeff Hardy Elias. Storyline was Jeff Hardy was drunk and ran over Elias. Elias hasn't let him live it down. Elias grabs the guitar to try to hit Jeff with it. Jeff grabs it, hits him, DQ. Elias wins. Stupid match, pointless. A waste of talent, with Jeff Hardy especially. And Elias really isn't bad. It's just, I didn't really like the match.
Yeah.
Next you have Miz versus Otis. Otis is the Money in the Bank title holder. It's Money in the Bank title versus, Miz. So if Miz wins, he gets the Money in the Bank. And a lot of build up to this. They had like the wrestlers' court where the Miz pays off JBL to rule in his favor to get the match. Miz gets Mandy Rose signed to Raw and Otis signed to SmackDown, pulling some favors with the executives. And match goes. I keep on wanting to call him Johnny Mundo. Johnny Nitro. Yeah, that's his name, right? Yeah. So Johnny Nitro gets up and he's about to hit him, and he gets thrown out. So you're like, oh, this is good. Otis is going to win. And then there's a spot where the ref is like adjusting something, and Otis has ran into the ropes, and his tag team partner Tucker whacks him in the head with the Money in the Bank contract. And Miz gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Becomes the new Money in the Bank.
That sucks.
Match was good.
Yeah.
Storyline was good. I just didn't expect it to flip, and maybe that's why they did it, because no one expected Otis to win.
Yeah, sometimes the unexpected is not the best choice.
I know.
Just because the swerve
Yeah.
is not the right answer, just because it's the damn swerve.
But
I don't know if Vince McMahon knows that.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Hey, I'm fine with Otis. Otis isn't going to be the big star. He had a good push, right? Had it going well, and the COVID kind of ruined everything. But you don't expect Otis to go out and beat The Fiend. You don't expect him to go out and beat Braun Strowman. You don't expect... He's a big guy, but he's not that type of personality big, right? So I'm excited to see, I guess, where that goes. Then you have the Hurt Business being represented by Bobby Lashley, which they're the new... what was that group called? Nation of Domination. That's what they're turning into.
Yeah.
All right? They call out... Oh, God, what's that stupid... Retribution. I just hate it. We've seen the storyline so much. but they call out Slapjack of Retribution to come out. And Bobby Lashley just kind of works him really hard. And then the Retribution comes out to jump him, and he fights him off, and then Hurt Business comes out. So that match was kind of filler.
It's getting weird in here.
Then you turn to.
I talked to Koozie about something weird just now.
Oh damn. Honey.
Then you turn to Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Hell in a Cell. Two women with great chemistry. What are you doing, man? You're distracting me.
He's
Damn, honey.
Mm.
Yes.
Two women, great
It's
chemistry.
always
Always put on great matches. Sasha Banks has been in every women's Hell in a Cell match. This was Bayley's first. And the match did not disappoint. It went pretty long. But it went pretty long. But I couldn't because you were tickling me.
What?
You were tickling my little.
Whoa!
I'm very uncomfortable with that statement, Ron.
Yeah.
That's
A heavy accusation to throw out, I feel like.
So, the match was really good. This rivalry's been brewing, right? You saw the whole build-up last year.
Giuliani here.
Bayley had the belt for 380 days. And so it's kind of build up. She hurt Sasha's neck, build up. Sasha comes out, grueling match, a lot of high spots that weren't super high, but like big spots. You alright, man?
I was trying to say, one moment, please.
One moment, please.
I don't know if I'm pulling much away from this podcast. I hadn't been here a long time. And two, when you said her neck, I was thinking, they still do that stupid thing. You remember old wrestling, her neck, they kind of big old white collar.
She had one night she did have it.
Of course. That was her signature move. He hurt his neck. Just that big paralyzed
just
collar.
a big old, big old brightest neck brace they could find.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that one time.
I hate that.
Well, Sasha Banks pulls off the win, wins the title, first time ever winning the SmackDown Women's title, and so she beats Bayley. It was bound to happen. It's good it happened there in that type of match. I imagine we see the feud kind of continue on, probably up until WrestleMania, and then they'll probably break it off there. But people love watching them fight and wrestle, so it kind of works out. There was another match I was trying to think of.
That important.
Maybe there was nothing in the middle, but then we get to the main event.
A beautiful main event.
Your guy, Randy Orton.
2 good matches on this card.
Koozie spoke to me about this, and I was like, why is he still wrestling?
Yeah.
I mean, I
He's
thought you would
good.
take it over.
He's good.
Well, it's just pretend. Of course he's good.
I mean, he's still got it.
Ric Flair still had it.
Into his
just chopping
into his
people.
60s.
Yeah.
Still,
It's easy. It's easy to look good when
they
you're
can
doing
still throw his
theater.
ass off the top of the ladder at 60.
I mean, we're doing theater. Of course, it's easy.
This one was good because I liked how they went outside the cell and went up to the top.
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything stupid.
But they made it. I felt they made it believable. Like usually, it's like they build it up as a hell in a cell. These 2 men will not escape. They cannot escape each other. You will never escape. You'll be in here for all eternity. You'll burn to the fucking hell.
I was like,
And then they escape the cage, and it's like, well,
Well, they started outside the cage too.
yes,
That's
but
odd.
they did lock him in. But the bolt cutters were already in prior to the story. Like they made it to where he had already snuck in the ring and planted everything. So they made it. They gave you an out. They didn't just tell you these 2 men won't be able to escape the cage. Oops, we left bolt cutters under the ring. My bad. They made it believable, which I like.
I could see them making it where he just rips the chain.
Just rips the chain, brother, and we're going to the
well.
top of the cage.
I like the fact that we talked about this, and you along with me, and Rob was also just, yeah, but.
Well.
And 2, you said, well, what do you think? They didn't do anything too crazy up there. Ric Flair would have made it crazy.
Oh, he would have made
Randy
it.
Orton, Ric Flair would be like, throw me off, put me off the top.
A Randy Orton Drew McIntyre match doesn't need a high spot like that.
Randy.
Every
Randy.
wrestling match needs a spot like
Randy, if
that.
this match is gonna get over, you're gonna need to slit my throat.
He did the.
He would have for the sport.
As Brett called it, he did the Shawn Michaels spot from the side of the cage onto the table at the bottom, but it was like midway up, 10 feet off the
Take
ground.
the axe. You're gonna need to chop my hand off.
Shawn Michaels and Shane Wood jumped off at the top of the cage through a table.
So Shane McMahon was too.
Yeah,
But he would have showed his
those
butt
guys-
all the way down.
If you know, if Randy Orton does
you would have
that,
showed your butthole.
if Randy Orton does that, you're talking like a broken collarbone, his career's over. If Drew McIntyre does that, he's so big,
He is a monster.
he probably goes through the ground. or
Why
something.
isn't he? I know he's the champion. I realize he's in
Well,
the
he's
main
not
event.
anymore.
Shut up. I realize he's in
Spoiler.
the main event spot. I realize he's in the title picture.
Picture, yeah.
I realize he was just the champion. I get all of it. So why do I still feel like he's not being pushed hard enough? Why do I still feel like he could be a bigger monster than he is?
Because he's a baby face. I think
Man,
that's why.
I think they're still not using him good enough.
I can see that, man.
I think he's an even bigger monster.
Well, I don't think this is over.
because
I
he
don't-
is so good. He looks.
He has the mic
looks-
skills. He has the body.
You know,
he has
the problem
everything.
is we're in a sea of soccer players in WWE. None of them look like they can beat you up.
Yeah.
There's no big offensive linemen. There's no big people that can hurt you. It's all schmucks you'd see in Whole Foods that we have to
Well, it's
believe
like-
are the champions of fighting.
It's
And
like
they aren't.
It's like Bobby Lashley. I mean, he shouldn't be stuck where he is right now.
No.
Like, he should be pushed for the title. He could carry it. He's done it in other companies. He's believable. Yeah. But, like, I mean, AJ Styles is 40.
He could win a fight in Whole Foods.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't want to pick a fight with him.
AJ Styles should be champion.
Well, he's about to retire soon.
Yeah.
He should.
Um,
This is a young man's game.
he's done more than enough in WWE to be a Hall of Famer just from his prior work too,
Yeah.
and they recognize that. They push him appropriately, and I'm gonna tell you this. You know they're doing the 30 Days of the Dead Man right now.
Yeah.
You know there's an idea that Dead Man's going to return to Survivor Series.
Jesus Christ!
Let
Would
him die.
you?
He
God,
spoke about
would
it yesterday.
you put it down?
Yeah, that's the
Vince.
that's the rumors I've heard.
Wrestling said, yeah, bring back every WrestleMania and lose.
Put it down, Vince.
That's the big idea right now.
Agree or disagree? Put
Oh,
it
yeah,
down,
he's
Vince.
done. Let him be.
But you're telling me, Ron, you don't hear that music and you don't get excited.
I do.
See?
100%.
And that's why they do it.
100%.
That's why they do
But
it.
everyone does.
If everybody would say, for the love of God,
No, if
stop.
that music came on and I was kind of like, just let him die already. It's like bringing back a beat dog. A
I'd say, what are
scalded
we-
dog,
I'd
if you
say,
will.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, you don't have any new talent. You bring back people that are 60 years old.
People want to see him, man.
I don't.
Yeah, but
He's gonna get hurt out there.
you're not like
Get a
a
better-
hardcore wrestling fan.
Get a better fan base.
Yeah.
A smarter fan base.
People pay for it. I was going to go to WrestleMania this year to see him. In his
Why
last
is that
match.
not the thought?
Just
Even if
'cause-
you are a hardcore wrestling fan, you should be thinking, he's gonna get hurt out here.
There are better people out there.
Yeah, I know.
Just because
I
people
know.
pay for
I
it
don't know
doesn't
this,
make
man.
it
I don't-
good.
I get hardcore.
Don't
I
be
would think.
shows in
I would
Tijuana.
think it would be the hardcore. I would think it would be the hardcore wrestling fan that thinks, I want to see him get hurt out
Well,
here.
that hardcore wrestling fans stupid.
They don't think about that though. They think about this is my childhood.
They're neck
This is my
beards.
hero. I don't have a neck beard, thankfully.
You don't. I wouldn't talk about you, but now that you've
Now that you've
jumped into the
thrown
fire.
yourself, now that you've thrown yourself into the pool.
It's the neck beards. Oh,
I still want to see him. Well, maybe he just does something easy.
Also, guys, am I pulling too much away from this?
Don't love it.
No, it's good.
Okay.
This is good. I like it. I think we're having a good.
I just want to make
I
sure
think it's a good
chaos.
conversation. Like this is fine.
That's
fine.
not
Well,
just
the
getting
neck-
to yell at y'all.
The
My
neck
brain's
beard.
so tired anyways. I don't really care what we do.
Oh, yeah, but you. Chim, Oh,
The
fucking
neck- the-
Rodney King. Not Rodney King. Rodney King.
All right, we gotta go. We'll see you next time.
We are out of time. We gotta go. We'll see you next week. It's getting wild. I don't know where this
First
is
off, all
going.
your fans aren't old enough to know the difference.
We were just doing wrestling. Where did we go?
Alright, so
and social commentary.
let's go into baseball and how disappointed we are in the Atlanta Braves.
I told him the whole time that was going to happen. They give you just enough to get like, get your hopes up.
Yeah,
and
you know what?
Burn it.
You know what my take was?
What?
The young team learned a little bit, got a little further than they did the last year.
A little bit further than the past 20 years?
Got a little further than they did last year. Learned a little bit. You knew you weren't healthy. Soroka was out. Cole Hamels was out. You had two pitchers you knew you could lean on. Everything else was a question. You still made it to the NLCS. Sign everybody you need to for next year. Keep your pitchers healthy. Have Soroka, Fried,
Can we
Anderson.
Can we re-sign Azuna though?
Well, I hope.
He's like my favorite.
Ian Anderson, Soroka, Max Fried.
Yeah.
Ian Anderson.
Yeah. We
What
say
is
the
it?
same names the whole time.
Yeah.
What is it? Well, Wilkes. Is it Kyle Wilson or
Will Smith?
Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, I call him. Yeah.
those? If you can have those 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
And sign Marzuna.
It's like, what are you-
Marcelo Ozuna.
Okay, fine. Hang on. I've heard the same pitch from every Braves fan. We got a rookie team next year. Yeah, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. But they won't sign the same people more enough.
They won't.
They'll do just enough to get your hopes up, and you're like, yeah, I'm pulling for. We're gonna get it.
Also,
3-3, lose the last game and go nowhere.
Also, if anyone has noticed, me and Ron Strokes have now synced up. We're having them together
it's
now.
about time.
Yeah, we're having them together.
Well, I
now.
was looking at your pupils and they're getting really wide, and I'm like, man, like, do I need to stop them?
His left side's giving out, my right side's giving out. We're just Mazuna.
I wish you had heard me on Michael Cousy last night.
I hope we can.
Montezuma.
I hope
Yeah.
we can reach on Mazuna.
Marcelo
Damn
Zuna.
Mazuna.
We
Here's
got.
the thing. This
We got.
team, when we
I
got
had to
into
say
the,
3 people twice.
Yeah.
You got dot.
Well,
But-
yeah, that's
that-
my train of thought. I was going, and then he was like, "I hope we re-sign Marcelo."
but you
Ozuna."
kept repeating it after like 2 or 3 times after.
Well, I got it out.
We got
Alright.
Freed. We got.
We'll still have
Strong,
Jordan
Wilson,
this year.
but-
Freed. We got Edson. We got Doug.
we got
Edson,
we got Soroka.
Sign Marzuna. The Michelin man.
Michelin man.
This team gave you a lot to hope. Like every game you watch it, you're like, oh, we can win this game. And we had the lead in a few that we gave up. And here you go. The Dodgers are so good. Like they're really good. We probably outperformed ourselves because of our hitting. All right. But
We were out on a limb we shouldn't have been on anyway.
I mean, I was disappointed we lost those
Of
last
course.
2 games
Of
like
course.
that. But I was happy that we made it that far. That we broke through the first round curse we've been having.
Right.
And it gives you hope that, you know, there will be better times.
I think it will be better.
The announcer said this, or ESPN had an article that says this is not the last time you'll see Braves Dodgers in October.
Right.
You know, they're saying like this is something that's going to happen. But you know what? I'm really been impressed by this Rays Dodgers series. It's a lot better than I thought. I didn't realize the Rays were as good as they are. I thought the Dodgers were going to steamroll.
Man, the Rays had the second best record in
I
major
know.
leagues.
Behind the Dodgers, right?
Yep.
But I didn't really realize they were that good.
Yeah.
You know, like, and this series is good, man. But it just sucks when your team's out.
They just play that slow, methodical, just 9 innings of baseball. We're gonna drive right through you,
Yeah.
hit your home runs.
And Kershaw got lucky last night,
Yeah,
man.
he did. Yeah,
he got
did.
bailed out a couple times. 'Cause,
100%.
you know, you got runners on first and third, one
Rays
out.
should have won
2
that game.
Yeah, like there were runners on first and third, one out.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like you already put 2 on the board that inning, and he
Rays
got
should
out
have
of. I was
yeah.
like, there's no way he got out of that, but.
But
yeah.
I mean, that's just the way the Rays play. You have
Yeah.
your big innings. We're gonna put 1 up. We're gonna
Yeah.
put 2 up. We're gonna
Chip
keep
away at
nickel
it.
and diming you. And when we get to the end of the game, we've scored 8.
Yeah.
How many of you scored?
That's true. That's true. But the game, it was pretty good, man. Oh, but yeah, that's baseball.
And well, one more thought on it. I thought last night, if the Rays won, it was going to go to a game 7.
Yeah.
If the Dodgers won, it was probably going to end 4-2. I think Dodgers are going to win tomorrow night.
You think so? Who's the pitcher? Is it Bueller?
Bueller.
And he looked like fantabulous, magnificent.
He'll be their ace next year.
Yeah. Well, this year he was been dealing with the
Yeah.
blisters.
Yeah.
And during our series, he was dealing with them. But miraculously, they're healed.
But I thought the Rays needed to win last night. I thought last night was the big one, and they lost it. So I think it ends tomorrow night.
I hope not. I hope it goes 7. I just don't want the Dodgers to win.
Me either, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it. They're really good.
Yeah, but they pay for it too. Did you see the statistic where like Kershaw?
Well, the Yankees paid for it, and they're not there.
Well, yeah, but did you see the statistic where Kershaw and Mookie Betts' contracts are combined more than the whole Rays payroll?
Yeah.
That's absurd.
But the Yankees had the same thing. The Yankees are shelling out that kind
Yeah,
of
but
money
they're
too, and
paying-
the Rays beat them.
Yeah, which kind of blows my mind. But the Yankees don't have pitching. Used to they shell out for pitching.
Yeah.
Now they're shelling out for bats.
Which is weird. Which is
like
pitching gets you to October. Pitching gets you through October.
Yeah, and that's what it is. But they've tried pitchers. I think they just made bad decisions on the ones. Yeah. And also, how ridiculous is it you can't have facial hair with the Yankees?
Yeah.
That's stupid. You remember when Matt Damon went from the Red Sox to the Yankees and had to shave that beard?
Yeah.
He was never the same player.
Nope.
Never. I don't care how old he was. Never the same player.
All right. We're going to get into some... Me and you may get into an argument here.
Okay.
We're going to go over to college football.
Best sport around.
And we're going to talk about our favorite team.
Clemson Tigers?
Yeah. South Carolina versus LSU.
Let down!
What did I tell you going into that game?
You have no expectations of winning for any of you?
Kevin Harris.
Yeah.
Your win has to go through Kevin Harris.
Yeah. They were down too quickly, man.
12 carries, 126 yards.
But those carries came mostly in the second half, the first drive, right? And then the LSU did the kickoff return for touchdown.
I think they panicked too early.
I mean,
17-7 is fixable.
Yeah.
Calm down. I think they panicked at 17-7.
You know what I think the real problem is?
What?
They run a West Coast offense with a quarterback who can't do it because he's not mobile.
Right.
So the defense is just keying in on them. I had one of the coaches at my school who's a Carolina fan. We were talking about it today. He's a big Carolina fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, man, I'm gonna be honest, like the offense doesn't fit the thing because he's like, Colin Hill can sling the ball, but he can't sling it in a West Coast style because they're just breathing down his neck the whole time. And so
he needs time.
Yeah. And he needs to be able to be mobile, and he's not really mobile at all. So I think that's a lot of the big problem.
You think Kalinsky does any better? I don't.
I think he did. I think he did better.
You think he will?
Yeah, before his knee injury. It's interesting to see how he's going to look. Here's the real thing. You got Luke Doty, number 4 overall quarterback prospect in the country, sitting on the sidelines.
Muschamp said all 3 of them are getting more reps in practice this week for the bye week. He's looking at all 3 of them. They're all on level playing field now, all playing for a starting job.
Yeah. Well, I read an article that said...
I don't think Kalinsky...
I read an article that said, Muschamp said that our best chance to win is Colin Hill.
Yeah. I think he is.
Maybe. He was 3-8 before he got here, so...
With Colorado State?
Yeah, they don't play that
isn't
great
South
people.
Carolina?
Who did he have around him?
Thing?
You see what that does with the Patriots.
Who did they play? Well, listen. The Patriots made the decision to go out and...
USC?
Are they in that division?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yes.
I don't think I realized that. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Patriots situation is different. They got Cam Newton, who's over the hill and not good. Like I've told you before. And you adamantly said he is great. We've seen the past 2 weeks. He is not great.
I mean, I don't know what happened. Didn't he look at the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, but he's probably going off the momentum of it. Everyone was doubting him, and then people flipped, oh, he's back, and
then he
he
just
can't do it.
all there.
Yeah, he's back to being bad.
You know what I think it shows?
What?
I think me and you saw 2 different messages.
Well, I think it shows that Tom Brady actually was important to that team.
Okay, so we're all on the
team.
same page.
Yeah.
I think it showed that Tom Brady is more important than people would give him credit for.
Yeah.
I think now that you have a quarterback try and use the small tools that Tom Brady could use.
And now,
I don't think any other quarterback.
Now look at all the tools he has. Yeah, they all had to get on the same page. It's been a bumpy first couple of weeks for Brady. But look at him now.
Yeah.
Hitting Gronkowski back-to-back weeks for touchdowns.
Man can't stop
He's the best. I told you.
Just signed Antonio Brown. Well, you know when he gets right. Antonio Brown's a huge fan of Tom Brady. Tom Brady loves Antonio Brown. Mike Evans will become an afterthought when Antonio Brown hits that field. He's already an afterthought.
Yep.
Like, he throws Godwin more.
Mm-hmm.
He throws to Gronkowski more. Mm-hmm. He throws to that really weird name guy who's like a basic person. Mm-hmm. Throws to him more. Mike Evans might as well be done in Tampa.
I didn't think it reflected on Cam Newton as much as it reflected on Tom Brady. What happened to the Patriots? What has happened this season to the Patriots? I thought the 2-4 record reflected. You see what I'm saying? I thought it shows more about Tom Brady's absence than it does.
And Cam Newton, though, in his press conference said, he's like, "I've got to do better. It falls on me no matter what."
Yeah, well, that's Jesus Christ. That's what you say.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
But that's how it is. That's how people reflect on it.
That's what you have to say. He said that because that's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, but that's how people look at it. That's how the analysts look at it. If you're a great quarterback, it doesn't matter the weapons around you. You should be able to.
But we all know it does matter.
I know.
You need good weapons, but you also need a good quarterback. It's a 50-50 ordeal.
Yeah. We are learning how important Tom Brady was and is.
And
Tom Brady, the team was built around Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So you can't just bring any quarterback in to full out.
But Tom Brady also had a really good defense, and I don't think the Patriots' defense is nearly as good as it was before.
I think this season they will be selling. So hear me out. I heard something interesting on the Rich Eisen show.
Okay.
Fill us in.
Could the Cowboys use Cam Newton?
I've heard this argument. One of my friends is down for it, man. He wants to see that type of trade happen.
I think it would be good.
Andy Dalton's out with a concussion. They really got no one else. And they could put a deal there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it makes them better. Their defense is worse than the Patriots.
Yeah. I think we learned something else.
Okay.
Because I thought we got a lesson on how important Tom Brady was. This is going to sound weird.
Yeah.
I think we got a lesson on how important Jason Garrett was. I think he made that team a 500 team.
Yeah, he can't do it with the Giants, so he's with their assistant.
I think he made that team a 500 team. I think his coaching made that team a 500 team.
And there's a possibility. I think Dallas just sucks, and we should get rid of him from the NFL.
I think Jerry Jones drags them down. Every coach that steps into that job has an anchor on their back. And I think that coach had a handle on him that nobody else had because they had that father-son relationship. And I think him as the head coach, he made that team a 500 team. Yeah. And now that you have fired him, look where you are now. And it ain't because you lost Dak Prescott, because you were, 1-4 with Dak Prescott?
So Jerry Jones is the root problem?
Yeah. The owner is the root problem, and guess what? You can't fix the owner problem.
Can I switch us from NFL? Like, I don't know what all you want to talk about, but I think I have something you might really want to hear.
Go ahead.
So your boy, DC, all right, in MMA, he came out with an article today, or did an interview today, talking about the Khabib's use of the triangle was an act of mercy against Gaethje, because the original plan was the arm bar, and we know that breaks your arm. Yeah. And Khabib, he talked with Khabib after, and Khabib didn't want to injure Gaethje in front of his parents in the crowd.
They were also training partners, in the same.
Yeah, they were training partners.
So but the original plan was arm bar in that position, and he switched to the triangle. So he wouldn't injure.
Can we now call him the pound for pound greatest?
No, we need a drug addict that hits pregnant women.
Yeah, we need John Jones. We need old PED.
He was a good fighter, but nobody's talked about him in a few months, so he's got...
Right.
He is pound for pound the greatest fighter UFC's ever had.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I sent you that article where Khabib said he wanted to fight St. Pierre, and I told you I would love to see it. I know the result. I'm not stupid.
Also,
I know the result. But how great would that matchup be just
Yeah.
to see? Because if it goes grappling, like St. Pierre, his grappling is his
But
strength.
Khabib is so much stronger in the grapple.
100%.
Yep.
But wouldn't you just like to see
It would be fun to
a
watch.
little exhibition like that?
But
I
also,
could get into it.
Don't y'all think it leaves a loophole open? The fact that he said, "I spoke to my mother a lot, and I will no longer fight in the. I will never come back to the UFC. I'll never fight in the UFC again."
I don't know.
I mean, if he wanted to, he could say, "Well," but he's a man of his word.
Yeah.
so
He
I
go,
think-
he
I
go
think-
to the WWE.
I think if anybody
Yeah.
else, I think if anybody else
Vince
said
McMahon,
it,
get on the phone.
I don't think he's
Call
gonna
it.
fight
yeah, I think if
anybody.
anybody else said it, I would be like,
But listen,
but I think Khabib is a
The
as
guy is a
somebody who-
freaking Russian hero. He like
Dagestanian.
he built out of Russia for this fight. Like
That's weird.
yeah, if you go back and look at it, he
But-
builds out of
But
Russia.
no matter where he builds from, his
He-
ethnic heritage is Dagestan.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but,
matter.
but Russia owned that area, right? Am I wrong? Didn't they own
Yeah.
them? Like that was part
I
of
just
the.
can't believe you're speaking these terms.
It is the Soviet Union.
Okay,
Yeah.
Soviet Ron.
Listen, I was gonna say like they all
Tommy
this-
boy.
their
British,
whole
Red Ron.
their
Yeah.
whole history and heritage is Russian. So like he's,
Our history's English. Are we not English?
I'm Italian.
Gross. Get out of this house. What have y'all done?
So
It's a spaghetti
alright,
hour.
and all seriousness,
Spaghetti time.
he retires a Russian hero 29-0. Now I know he personally wants 30-0. He'll come back.
I don't think he will.
It might be a year from now. He'll come back for one more. He retires a Russian hero in defeating the great country of America in the name of Russia. He'll never have to want for anything again.
Oh yeah.
He will forever be a hero.
Yeah, he's taking care of
We
it.
needed Rocky Balboa to come out, and we got Gaethje.
Yeah.
You know who really needed to come
And he
out?
was way better than Gaethje.
You know who really needed to come out?
Who?
Conor McGregor.
We've seen.
I know.
Khabib and Conor
I know.
McGregor.
I
It was
just-
worse than this
I
fight.
wanted to poke at the people who think that Conor McGregor's still better than him.
Yeah, we
'Cause,
saw
like,
that
that's
one.
dumb.
We
People
saw
thought
that
Gaethje
one.
was better than him.
Well, listen. Did you watch the fight?
No.
I watched the fight. The leg hits that Gaethje was doing were destructive. In the
Gaethje's just a
in
brawler.
I know, but in the second round, he hits him so hard in the leg that the Khabib actually stumbles. And if he doesn't take Gaethje to the ground, he loses that fight. I'm telling you right now, the hits were impacting him more. All right, so the punches
But a
to the
champion
face,
makes adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
100%, 100%. His stand-up game was not what it normally is, but who can match his ground game?
And I think everybody knew he's not going to be.
DC.
I'm just thinking about him and Putin riding horses shirtless together, wrestling bears.
God, can we make that our podcast
Do you-
banner?
I would love it.
that.
Do you think that he went back to Russia and Putin invited him over
I
and
know
gave
they
him the
did.
ceremony?
I
And
know he did.
Who else they give it to?
Yeah.
listen, I
Putin
mean,
would just give it to himself. He said he'd probably just have 100 ceremonies for himself.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
man, the fight. Listen, I'm telling you, after round one, and the judges scored it the way I told you. Like I texted you during that fight, and I said, "Hey, your boy won round one, but it wasn't convincing.
Right.
It could have went either way, and two of the judges went the other way.
Which
And I'm telling you,
Which I've heard from analysts and fighters that was a wild
Yeah.
decision.
well, Khabib had more punches to the head than him, but it was 10-1 leg kicks. It was body shots were more in Gaethje's favor, but the head shots were overwhelmingly in Khabib's favor. But what I tell
And
you,
there was a takedown.
and there was a takedown block. So he was 1 for 2 on takedowns in round one. But here's what I tell you.
Anything.
Yeah, I know.
So you
I
got
know,
one take
but
down.
but let's talk about what we know. If you're such a dominant fighter and you've been dominant in every one of your fights, and you come out and look sloppy like he did,
Well,
the judges will be influenced the other way, and that's why it happened. It's because these aren't UFC judges; they're independent judges, right? That's the issue.
his
too.
sloppiness is understandable.
It too
100%.
pissed me off because that's where I'm going. It pissed me off during the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Did you see the weigh-in? Didn't look like Khabib.
Oh, you look anorexic almost.
He almost cried
looked
when he got
sad.
weigh-in. He looked very unconfident that he was going to make weight.
And
They announced he made weight. He covered his head. It looked like he was going to cry. Everybody in the comments, you know what they said? You know what their reasoning is? He looks unconfident. He looks shaken. Gaethje's got him scared. No! His daddy just died.
A lot of people probably didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The man that's
until
coached
they
him.
talked about it.
The man that's coached him his entire the man that's coached him his entire life, that has been in his corner for every fight he's ever been in, is not in his corner this time. He's not scared of Gaethje. Yeah. He's 28-0. Why the hell would he be scared of anybody?
Well, I mean, listen, I think if you fight your sparring partner, I think that opens you up with some chances.
It makes you more vulnerable than you usually would be.
Because they're going to know all your points.
Right.
They're going to know all your weak spots. Here's the thing. Gaethje obviously didn't practice grappling enough.
I think you're wrong. I think, I've said it before, I think it's a testament to how good Khabib is. Yeah. That when he gets in that octagon, everybody on the planet knows what he's going to do, and he's so good he does it anyway.
But the only thing is, he didn't have that face in the octagon this time. You could look at him and be like, man, this guy doesn't want to be here. Understandable why he doesn't.
And that's why I believe him when he's like, I can't do it anymore without my dad in my corner. I'm done.
And he's so, golly, he was so good. I watched that fight in round one. I was like, man, this is not the fight I signed up to watch because it wasn't dominant Khabib.
Yeah.
The takedown, double leg takedowns looked nice, and then Gaethje got saved in round one because of the bell.
Another testament, a man that's off of his game still comes in and gets it done.
Yeah.
Still comes in and gets it done.
I'm sure that was at 2:00.
Yeah. You knew what he was
Well, his fight came on around 5.
Yeah.
I watched it.
He had a birthday party for a 10-year-old.
I watched it at 8:10 bowling. Like, I just walked in and sat at the bar. It wasn't really that busy.
Yeah, man. If I wouldn't have had a birthday party, I would have went with you.
We need to watch it there. That's where we need to. Like, now they haven't been doing the later ones, obviously, because of the ordinances and stuff. But
so they got lucky that this was in the middle of the day.
Yeah, and there were people there.
And I think we talked about why they did it in the middle of the day, because I was confused. They had been doing it at night, even though on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi they had been doing it out. For us, it would be, I think it was like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
There they had been fighting, but Khabib is a celebrity over there, so they were doing it for them. It happened at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. their time.
Yeah.
It was because Khabib was in the main event and it was in Abu Dhabi. They put it on for them, and
didn't they had 20,000 people there, didn't they? Or was there people there in this one?
I can't remember.
No,
I didn't watch it.
No, there wasn't. I don't think they were there.
He watched that 10-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was giving him play-by-play. I tried to.
Oh, I loved it. I needed it.
It was hard, but literally, like, it was hard because, like, I
was worried, man. He's my boy.
Well, yeah, you should have been worried because I'm telling you, the first round, until the double leg takedown and then almost armbarring him with 10 seconds left in the round, it looked like he could have lost the round. And I know, like, I'm not as big of a UFC fan as you guys, but I can understand when you look like you're off your game.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it was until the announcers are talking about losing his dad, and I was like, oh, shoot.
Well, not to cut you off there, you know why you can tell when a fighter's off his game? Because his uncle coaches.
Oh, yeah,
fighters.
he's an ex.
Yeah, and I think he watches this podcast, so.
Hey!
There you go.
You've made Ron a very fine analyst.
Yeah. Hey, I'm ready to see this fighter get back in the ring, man, in the octagon.
He looked so good. Joe Selecki He looked like a monster his last fight. He looked like he's going to be elite.
Yeah, standing rear naked chair.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to be elite. He dominated the guy he was fighting.
And his 2 previous fights weren't like small people. They were people who had names to them.
I think next time he fights, he's either a prelim main event or he's a first. He's a curtain jerker on the main card.
Yeah, which I'd be fine with.
Yeah.
You know, fight's a fight.
I think he deserves it. Yeah. I think he deserves a spot in the prelim main event.
He made it look bad.
Or the opening fight on the main card.
He did make him look bad.
I think that's where he is now. I think he's in that range now.
And you know, like, he did the Contender Series, and they loved him in that. So it's.
I mean, he looked good, man. Woo.
I don't know.
Woo.
The fight was.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the fight was fun to watch. I'm glad he got the win. I did not want him to lose that fight. All right. Anything can happen in the ring.
Boy.
Yeah.
Anything from surprise knockouts, surprise chokes to DC crying.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's not anything to happen.
He was at the announcing for that one.
Death
DC.
taxes and DC crying.
Yeah, DC was announcing that fight, I think. Oh, y'all look cute. Give him a kiss while you're at it.
It's
Brother.
getting real weird.
Brother. And that's right, brother.
I'm going to take him to the ground, brother. And picture who's best.
Well,
I'm gonna show him what's
Brett?
up, brother.
Nick, we're at 50 minutes.
Here's what I'm gonna do: closing arguments. We're
All
going
right.
back to college football.
Closing arguments. Go back to it. Hit us with it.
Our in-state team, Coastal Carolina, is ranked 20.
Yeah.
And I think South Carolina could learn something from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the top rankings right now. One of the leaders in the country at time of possession. The game they play is to drive it into the defense, run, nickel and dime them, and when they get to the
15
fourth quarter, bingo bango. When they get to the fourth quarter, the team they're playing has no energy left. It is a game. It's a war of attrition that they play. They run the other team out of gas, and they beat them late. They beat them in the fourth quarter. This game Saturday night, it was 14-14 at halftime. They won 28-14. Completely ran the team out of gas. That's how they've done it to 5-0 to a number 20 ranking. You have Kevin Harris on your team. You have the other man. I can't remember his name right now, but you know what? There's another running back. Fenwick is the other running back. You have Harris and you have Fenwick. Two running backs that run like they should be at Alabama and LSU. Why aren't you playing that game? If Muschamp fails, go get the man from Coastal Carolina. He'll show you how it's done. He's playing the football that you should be playing. Coastal Carolina's playing the football that South Carolina could win with, but they won't do it.
And there you have it.
That's his argument. My argument is, Brett,
It's
you're
not
entirely
what I
right.
expect.
Here's the thing. Muschamp I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he's a good coach at all. I think he has the ability to recruit, but we can't develop our talent that we get there. We abandon our game modes too early.
We look
Our
like a
game plans too
5-star
early.
high school team.
Yet we have actually, still have 6 or 7 5-star players on the team. There's no excuse for how bad we're doing. Here's my argument. Stop recruiting quarterbacks and making them wide receivers. Go after actual athletes or wide receivers and play them at wide receiver, and then give your quarterbacks a chance. Luke Doty needs to be on the field.
Yep.
Colin Hill is done. Helinski, I like him. I think Luke Doty's better. And I think you give them a chance to win you some games. You've got nothing to lose. They're not firing him. If they do, they owe him $15 million. Muschamp, go do what you should do and give Luke Doty a chance to see if he can turn this team around.
Any closing arguments, Bubby?
Maybe USC is just not that good of a program, and their fans are used to disappointment.
Did you see the SEC short video? I sent it to you. Did you see it? I'll show
What do
you
you
after
think?
this. Alright, I'll show you after this. Hilarious.
Thank you for watching. This has been Walrus and Comic. We're coming back. We're going to do it more frequently. If you have a closing argument for South Carolina getting better, comment, subscribe, like the video. In the comments, put, if you have a closing argument for South Carolina, give it to us.
Or if you felt like Khabib could have lost that fight, let us know what you thought about
If
it.
you think one of our closing arguments are the argument for South Carolina's success, let us know. Comment down below, and thank you for watching.
Or
Walrus.
get Fu Manchu.
Bingo bango, thank you for watching Walrus and Comic.